We're telling people start hydrating now. Don't wait until the weekend.
Hundreds of people running in the Manitoba Marathon this weekend will be doing so under a heat advisory from the province, but organizers and participants say they're ready for the race despite the roasting heat.
We've given them some tips of how to prepare themselves to be at their best and have a great experience on race day.
Rachel Monday, executive director with the Manitoba Marathon, says they are prepared for the heat, saying they've brought on additional medical staff and ways for runners to stay cool as they work their way to the finish line.
We always have a plan for heat. The marathon isn't, we're not immune to it. It happens every few years, and we've got great plans in place.
Alongside additional support for those running the course, Monday says marathon officials will also be monitoring the weather closely on race day, and if necessary, will implement an accelerated closure to ensure all participants are safely off the route before the mercury rises too high.
The hotter temperatures won't actually be hitting until later in the day, so we do think that the majority of our runners will be able to finish the race safely.
Environment Canada is expecting temperatures to reach a high of 35 degrees Celsius for Sunday's race day, creating a little bit of uncertainty for Saad Khan, who plans to run the full.
Half expecting for this to be cancelled, and that's the honest opinion.
Originally from Karachi, Pakistan, Khan says he's run races in hot temperatures before, but never a full marathon, noting he's already tapering his expectations ahead of Sunday's race.
The real marathon does begin after 30 kilometers. So my plan was to do a Boston qualifier, right, which is 3:10. That's not doable, right, with this weather. So my expectation is somewhere around, I hope, 3:15, 3:20. But at the end of the day, the first thing you want to do is finish, right? And the time and everything else, that comes later.
Preparing to run the half marathon, Melinda Jordan says the high temperatures are a little bit daunting, as the hottest she's trained in is 14 Celsius.
It's a bit crazy to think about. I'm hopeful that when it starts at 7 o'clock in the morning that it's going to be a bit cooler and that I have a lot of water on the way.
Returning to her home of Winnipeg for the race from Edmonton, she says her focus has shifted from a personal best to pulling off a finish in one piece, but says the fact she's doing the race at home is special.
I think it's just, coming home to Manitoba and getting it done, and it's always good just to prove that you can do it and try your hardest.
As for others like Grant Bridgman, he says the running community is a close one and says he's sure they'll be supporting one another as the heat is on.
Winnipeg running community is a fairly tight-knit community. We have the same challenges. We have the same, the same successes. We're all looking for our personal best. And so that camaraderie is already there. And, misery loves company. And so I guess some of us will be miserable in the same conditions, right?
In Winnipeg, Modjeski, City News.